Hello, Heather. How are you today?
Doing so well. Happy to be here, like always.
Oh my gosh, it's always so good to see you and to get to connect with you and with all of these amazing people and their questions and really get to see how Spirit is coming in with guidance for everyone.
Yeah, it really is. What everyone didn't get to see is Michelle and I have been talking offline for the last half an hour. And we're lucky that we finally started recording because we could just talk and catch up for hours.
Yeah, we could make this like a whole week event, but we did a good job. We narrowed it down and here we are. One of the things though that we were talking about that I want to share with everyone is we were talking about being in the flow, right? The energetic flow of life. And that covers a few things, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. There are so many ways that we are asked to be in the flow.
Yes, and it can be so challenging. I always joke with another one of my friends, like with kids or where life comes up, we're like, no, we're just in the flow, just flowing. It's so easy. And it's not all the time. So like
It's not.
how do we stay in the flow?
Yeah, and that is really good. And we've got to talk about that right now because the flow to me is actually what I would say is being in alignment, right? With alignment with your higher self, alignment with the fact that each of us have a divine plan that is being carried out in our lives, even in the moments where we have a flat tire and it doesn't feel like it, maybe an emotional flat tire, whatever this is that's happening in life. And so for me, what I've really noticed when I am out of sync, because that happens to me too, is to get back into the flow. I always like to think of the idea of a camera lens, and you've literally got to zoom out of the picture. You've got to zoom out of the situation, the person, the relationship, the job, the flat tire, whatever it is that is making you feel out of alignment, and take a step back and see that there is a bigger picture and a bigger plan at play.
Yeah, and that can sometimes be so hard to do in the moment, right? When like
Mhm.
you're in the thick of it. And so it takes time to be able to sometimes to take that step back. It can take weeks, months, or
Yeah.
longer, depending on the situation.
Right. This is what I would say about it. It can take a lot of time, but it also has to be a conscious choice because if we don't stop this cycle of seeing what's happening and what's driving us crazy, we're kind of being held prisoner by it. So you actually have to take a breath and a step back to give yourself that free will in action where you can shift your perspective.
I love that. Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, I'm excited to get to our questions today. We have over 100 of them, so we're going to get to as many as we can.
Lots of questions, so we're going to get started. Um, this question is from Gail. I have been having more and more health issues, and my doctors, even specialists, seem baffled after multiple tests and exams. I have lost 20 pounds in 6 months unintentionally. I feel like the doctors are missing something. Any guidance is appreciated.
Okay, let me dive into that. What I want to say about this, number one, I'm not a doctor. What I will be doing or looking at or feeling into is the spiritual side of what is happening. Because I would just say keep following through with your doctors. But there is a couple things that I want to notice in your energy field. So one literally feels like a weight on your back, Gail. I feel like I'm carrying a 50-pound backpack. So I don't know if you're having any back problems going on with this or lower back pain too that is coming in, but the weight is very heavy on your back. Part of this is going to be connected to, I'm going to just say it, a story. Okay, a story doesn't mean that it didn't happen to you, but it's the way that you're perceiving it. So let's go back. I want to say I'm going to go 20 years back to the trauma or the challenges that you were having at that point in time. Energetically, spirit is showing me that's where this started building up. Okay. It could be a big trauma. It could be a death, a divorce, you lose your job. It could be something along those lines. Or it could have been the trauma of how you started talking to yourself. I'm not good enough. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not whatever these stories are, right? So you need to go back right around 18 to 20 years to be very specific. And we need to notice what that energy is and what was happening in your life at that time. It's not that this wasn't real, but we've got to shift your perspective on this so that you are able to go back and be like, I'm strong, I'm whole, I'm healthy. Here's what your angels are telling me. It's really interesting because when I'm working with her, I feel her illness on my right side, I feel her health on my left. So here's what I want to say about that. I've never felt that before. They are absolutely ready to merge and they're right here in front of you. Okay. I can feel them. They are tangible, but it's about releasing this backpack of weight from 18 to 20 years ago. Um, and I'm going to tell you this also. The reason the guides are saying this is because it's not, there's not one diagnosis for this. This is very much energetically inflamed or fueled within you. And so it's not going to be like, oh, you have Lyme disease or oh, you have valley fever. It's not that. There are multiple symptoms that are happening because of the energy around you. I'm going to say this really clearly too, because Heather and I had this conversation a few minutes ago. At some point in her life, someone told her she had been cursed, right? Yeah, I do not believe in curses. I'm going to tell you that right now. You have angels, loved ones, life guides, a soul plan that are active and happening to support you on your journey. So, this is nothing like this. This is not that type of energy. This is just about bringing awareness to that wound from 18 to 20 years ago that really is asking for your attention. Because I feel your health so strong and so they're giving me words like vitality and it's vibrant and it's right here. I want you to know you're not that far away from merging and getting rid of the illness and stepping back into your health.
Thanks, Michelle. Yeah, when you were talking about that, I was reflecting back on like back to like our words and how powerful they are. So like
Mhm.
by someone telling me that, I started to like believe it and made it part of my belief system. And so that anything that would happen, it fed into that belief.
Yeah.
Um, and that was just a statement that someone had said to me. And going through a process and trying to reprogram my thoughts and realize that that isn't true, and shedding that layer has been really freeing. And so it can be said for so many different things in our life, like this health, for instance, like whatever belief, like you talked about, or something that doctors told you, or something you could have been told 20 years ago, like really taking a look at that. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the good news really for her is that her health is still here. I literally can feel it. So it's within reach.
I love that. And what did you say? The health was on one side
Yeah,
and
for some reason, the health to me comes in on my left side and the illness comes in on the right. But the health is very strong. So it's almost like we want to, the visual the guides are giving me right now, amplify that healing energy on the left side so that it's like enveloping her.
I love that. That's really cool how it came in on the two sides.
Yeah, I haven't seen that before. That's why I love doing this. I'm like, okay, what do we have now?
What spirit will show me today?
Yep.
All right, our next question is from Jackie. Michelle, I'm going through a painful and confusing divorce. I'm not sure if it can be recovered or even exactly what the issues or truth is. We have not communicated in several months. I'm not sure how to. We have known each other for many years and still feel very connected, but some difficult things have happened. I've considered reaching out with an intent to save the marriage and put all the issues on the table. I'm not sure if that's in my best interest or how to go forward.
Okay. First of all, Jackie, I'm sorry. It's a hard process and I can literally feel you. Here's what I'm being told to tell you. A reason, a season, a lifetime, right? So we need to realize with this situation, you and your partner had a soul agreement. You had a soul agreement to meet, to fall in love, to get married, and to move forward with this. But a lot of times in this lifetime, and please know, I am all for marriage. This is not me saying don't work on it, don't save it. I'm not saying that. But there are very often times in life where a soul agreement is complete, whether it's a friendship, a job, a marriage, on and on, right? Sometimes even kids are divorcing their parents. The soul agreement is complete, right? It doesn't mean that it feels good on our human level because it doesn't. But I need to tell you, your soul agreement with your partner is complete. So if you choose to say, here's everything I need, let's go to counseling, work this out. That is a free will choice. The challenge for me is I still feel shadiness around your partner. So I don't feel like you're getting the whole upfront clean story. I don't even feel like you know the whole story. So I'm not sure that your pure intentions are going to be met with an equal pure vibration, if that makes sense. You have free will. You can move forward and work this out, or you can move forward on your own. I need to tell you two things here, though. If you decide to move forward, there is love in your future. It is not this person you're with or no one. So I want to be very clear about that. And I also will tell you this whole agreement with this person is complete. So you can choose to stay longer. but it feels like a lot of the lessons and things that you were supposed to learn and help each other grow with are already complete.
Thanks, Michelle. All right, our next question's from Sonia.
Mhm.
I have written down the things I am working on every day, and I want to know if I'm on the right track with the health items, protocols, supplements, eye health, and new job particularly. In the last few days, I have seen the time on the clock, 11:11, and today purchased an item that was 5:55. Any and all guidance is appreciated.
Yeah, I love that. So what I just want to tell you is yes, you're on the right track. The universe is already trying to validate you with numbers and things that you are aware of. But what's really important here is that you are taking note of who you want to be and the steps that you want to do to get there. And so what I'm feeling from you, right behind you, is this big wave of momentum. You're just at the beginning of this shift, so I'm really excited for you with this. But 100%, you are on track, you are on the right path, and the momentum is building to continue this for you.
Thanks, Michelle. Okay, our next question is from Brenda. What are the next steps I need to take in my human journey and spiritual journey that will be for my highest good?
Yeah, that's a good question. So let me fill that into that for just a minute. Um, the first thing that I want to say, what's interesting, in case you guys are like, why does she look down? Because sometimes I'll write someone's name or spirit will have me write something and it takes me deeper into the energy or the reading of them. And so that's what was happening here with Brenda. So what I'm being told is that Brenda is already seeking her highest alignment. So she is someone, how we were talking about that earlier, stay in the flow, get in alignment with your higher self, all of those things. This is something that I'm being told Brenda is actively already doing. You're getting two thumbs up from your life guides on this because they're telling me that you are making the changes and the steps, but you're also doing it in what they're calling a very reasonable way. So instead of making a list of things that is going to be hard to accomplish, they're telling me one step at a time, one step at a time. So it feels like you're absolutely on track with this, Brenda. I see you opening up spiritually in a different way, and so I want to tell you, whatever it is that you're connecting with, expect some other things to come in. Maybe you are Christian. Okay, well, guess what? I feel like Lord Ganesh, the Indian elephant god, is going to pop in on you. So just know that you're really being supported by all areas of the universe. And so I'm kind of like, I want to say they're going to pleasantly surprise you with drop in appearances. So just, yeah, you're on track and it feels really good. Expand your mind to welcome every gift that the universe has for you.
Thanks, Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, our next question is from Miley. When will my condo on Woodman sell? It's priced right and completely remodeled. Super cute. I've only had one call. I'm so confused.
Okay. Um, So that one to me feels like it's going to be another 6 weeks. So I would say in 6 weeks you'll have an offer on it, if not be like a week into a contract on it. But it's not, it's really interesting because there's a little bit of an emotional attachment here. And when we love our homes or wherever it is that we live, we grow an emotional attachment to it. So the other thing that I would tell you is I want you to bless it. I want you to sage it. I want you to give gratitude for it. And then really in that way energetically release it in your heart. But you're only about 6 weeks away from having the offer.
That's exciting. You and I have both sold houses recently and know how stressful that is for sure.
It is stressful, but think about the emotional attachments we had to our homes, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I I wanted so badly to sell my house, and yet like it was the scariest thing to sell my house all at the same time. And so it was like until I like recognized that and was able to like cut those ties, that house did not sell.
Yeah. Yep. But you're not too far away. So good luck.
All right. Our next question is from Patty. Thanks for helping us get spiritual guidance. I'm actively working on developing that myself, but haven't quite mastered the connection yet. The last 8 years have been hard due to heartbreak and financial struggle. I've been in the pew as well as the top of the mountain seeking help and guidance from God to find my way out of a deep depression and get my life back on track. Can you tell me when I will find my true love as I truly long to share life again? Also, how to achieve financial recovery from my separation. I'm retired but willing to go back to work. I want to do something different than my career track was. I just don't know what to do.
Okay, there is a lot there. So, number one, thank you for just being so vulnerable and sharing that because it's all very personal. And Heather and I can both feel you. We can all feel you on this. So, um, let me just start with this because I want to go to the romance part because that is kind of the beginning and the end, is the way that Spirit's showing to me. Like it started with the divorce and it will come to completion with the life partner that I do feel like you're bringing in for you. Whenever we are talking about true love, soulmate, life partner, that type of energy that we're looking for, step number one is we always have to love ourselves that way first because we want to bring in a vibrational match. So if I'm in a place where my energy is low, I'm feeling down on myself, whatever is happening in my world, in my head, not necessarily my outside world, but in my head, I'm going to be a vibrational match for what's coming in. So, what I want to say to you right now is really focus on how you love yourself and what is going right in your life because that's the vibrational match that your life partner is going to come in on. Financially, I don't feel like you're going to have a problem. So I do believe your life partner comes in, and that you guys have a good blending, a good match, and that this is really where you're headed. With the depression, one of the things that spirits told me about depression a lot, we feel depressed when we are repressing or suppressing parts of ourselves, right? So sometimes there is a chemical imbalance and we need a pharmaceutical or a supplement or something to help us with that. But very often, the depression is our soul saying, you're repressing part of me, you're suppressing part of me. There's some part here that we need to acknowledge on a bigger scale. And so I want you to ask yourself, like, is the depression literally chemical in your brain, or is it repression or suppression of self? Because your guides are telling me that it's repression and suppression of self. Goes back to, mm, they're wanting me to say almost like an old story that you have about yourself. So it very often, and this is not just you, we all do this. I don't deserve that, or oh, I should have known this was going to happen to me. That's my luck, right? But it's a heavier energy. So what they're asking you to do is to go back to that story, wherever that starts in your life, and start loving your way through that. Okay. It doesn't mean that it's going to take 50 years. You could do this in a day. Spend all day Saturday sitting there loving yourself through every heartache. But then you have to give yourself permission to laugh at every joy. And you have to write, because we want to bring in the balance. Yes, we can write down everything that went wrong, but write down everything that went right too. But that alone gives you energy to heal. And as you're healing that, you have more room to love yourself. You're not suppressed and repressed, and you bring in the vibrational match for a life partner.
Thanks, Michelle. It's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this question's from Pamela. Lately, I have been feeling low, stuck, lonely due to my husband's health. Over the past weekend, I have seen two rainbows by my house about the same time of day. Is Spirit sending a message, and can you tell me what it means? Thank you so much.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm sorry to hear about your challenges. And here's what I'm hearing the rainbow means, right? In a way, it's that biblical idea. It's the promise of the future. It's the promise that there's light on the other side of this challenge. It's the promise that there's more waiting for you. I want you to think of the color in the rainbow. There's vibrancy and there's life happening. One of the challenges, and I'm going to throw myself in here because I've been known to do this too. When we are in a challenging point in our life, we'll say, I'll be happy when, I'll be peaceful when, right? And we push it off to the future when he's healthier, when I get the new job, when I'm in the loving relationship, whatever that is. And spirit is very clear that that is always self-defeating because we need to give ourselves to be the permission to be happy right now today, even if things aren't perfect, because when we put it off, we're literally stepping aside from the happiness that's available to us now. And that's one of the things that your guides are bringing up, right? So even though your husband is having his challenges and that clearly hurts your heart because you're connected with him so deeply, there are still moments in the day that you are allowed and meant to receive joy or a laugh or happiness or phone a friend or whatever these things are that you're needing to do for yourself. And so Spirit's giving you, they're showing me they're like the balls in your court. We've now given you permission to receive happiness and joy even though things are challenging. And this is what they want for you.
Thanks, Michelle. Okay, our next question is from Robin. I have had a long journey of healing and recovery in this lifetime, from sobriety to overcoming the witch wound to stepping into energy work that baffles the mind of most people. I feel very confident in the direction I am headed, only feeling imposter syndrome sometimes. I have a deck of oracle cards that I pull for myself. The past week, I have pulled the same exact card 4 times. The message is to release past life karma. I am not aware of any other karma that needs to be worked on. I feel like I have cleared a lot. I know this is an inside job. Can you give some direction on where to look? And I know we've talked a lot about karma and different things, so I found this question very interesting.
Yeah, it is really interesting. So there's a couple of things that I want to say about that. And this is like coming from her guides, but this is really actually feels like a general message too. So everyone's going to benefit from this. Very often we are looking for wounds to heal or karma, and we're kind of doing this thing, gotta fix it, working hard, I'm working really hard, I'm fixing it, I'm doing all of this. And once again, we're robbing ourselves of the present moment. And so here's, you're very similar to the lady whose question I had right before this. Your guides are saying very clearly, go laugh, go play, go shed tears of joy, okay? The karma that I'm feeling isn't something that it was like, oh, you were this bad person and you have all of these things to wear off. I don't think so. But does anyone ever, so I'm just going to pose this to everyone listening. Does anyone ever think of karma in a good way? When you talk about karma, like, oh, karma's a bitch or karma this, right? We always think, oh, you're going to get what's coming to you. Usually no one is saying that in a positive way. I want to say for this woman, because her guides are telling me to tell her this, receive the karma that you deserve. And that's actually good stuff. You are entitled to laugh and play and have fun and engage with life and actually not worry about being an imposter and all of these things. The karma you're waiting for, the karma you're not supposed to be releasing, is bringing into you what's rightfully yours in a good way.
I love that so much because I think part of human nature sometimes we just think worst case scenario, we go to the negative and like that mind shift, like thinking about the good karma, the good that's coming your way instead of we're always like, oh, what's coming next? What's the bad thing that's going to happen next?
Yeah.
We do that. I don't know why we do that, but we do.
Welcome to being human, right? But this is really important for her and everyone else who's listening right now is to allow yourself to receive the blessings that the universe wants to gift you for this lifetime, for other lifetimes, just for simply existing. We are meant to receive blessings, but we have to let ourselves receive them.
Yeah, I feel like the universe wants to support us. Like they want us to succeed, but we have to allow it.
Yeah.
So, okay, our next question is from Jimmy. I was very close to my grandmother we called Donna. She passed from colon cancer in the early 1980s. Is she still around me? And what kind of messages or signs is she sending me that I may not realize?
Yeah, so the answer is absolutely yes. I mean, I can feel her energy coming in right now. She's showing me light bulbs, so I don't know if you've had multiple light bulbs burning out at your house or if you have one and you change it and a week later it goes out again and you're like, what's going on here? But she's definitely got that electrical connection and she's showing me butterflies too. She's also showing me like blinking numbers on a clock and I want to go into the kitchen and you know how like maybe someone doesn't set the time on the microwave or something and maybe it's always just blinking something, that's the energy that she's giving me. So no, whatever these blinking numbers are that I'm seeing, that is also her being like, I love you, I'm here, I love you, I'm here. Her connection to you has not dissipated since her transition. That's not how it works. She's here as strong as ever.
I love that. Thanks, Michelle. And this will be our last question for today. It's from Eric. No matter what I do, I am unable to drop weight. Long story short, Ozempic, the miracle drug, didn't even work. Chemically, it did nothing. And exercising is a challenge due to a weak heart and reduced lung function. I'm often hungry, and food was used for joy for a traumatic childhood. Please, what can I do to drop weight so I can feel better?
Yeah. So, Eric, I'm going to be very, very specific on what your guides just told me about that for you. I really want you to find somebody who's phenomenal at neuro linguistic programming because what we're looking at, your guides are saying, is rewiring your brain, right? And neuro linguistic programming is not, there are no drugs involved. There's nothing. It's you. It's somebody, who can help you in a few sessions get to this point. But the weight to me, when I'm feeling the weight, I don't even feel the physical weight. I feel the most heavy, wet, wet blankets, like this weight of what you're carrying emotionally with you. And so when we're talking about rewiring the brain, when you get to go back to that trauma, we can do EMDR, EFT, neuro linguistic programming. None of those are drugs, they're all scientifically proven methods, right? when you give yourself that opportunity, you're ready to let go of the weight. You just don't know how. So I'm so grateful that you came in with this question today because it's really important for you to know this does not have to be your life story, but it is about rewiring your brain because your brain is what's holding this emotional baggage here, and the emotional baggage is causing the physical excess.
Thanks, Michelle. That was a great question.
It really was. And I think it's something that so many people needed to hear in so many ways because we all carry emotional weight or baggage with us, and it does. It affects our health, it affects our physical weight. It has a lot of things that it does to us. And so when we can literally start working, some people can release these emotions, and other people that have traumatic childhoods or traumatic situations in their lives, there is help available. But usually it's not just talk therapy. Usually it has to come down to rewire your brain around the trauma, the situation, because that's where the freedom is for you. And it's available in multiple ways.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Thank you. All right. Well,
Yeah.
that's all we have for today. So thank you all for the really good questions once again.
Oh, thank you guys so much. And Heather, thank you. I always love connecting with you and everyone and listening to the guidance from Spirit.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day.
Bye.